Twin brothers Colin and Taylor Fitzpatrick have had truly wild careers. After grinding their way to starting positions in the MAC, they took college football by storm as they came in first and second in the Heisman voting their junior seasons, then transferred to play together at Virginia Tech and had one of the greatest championship runs college football has ever seen. While Colin is projected as a top 5 pick with his ability to completely take over the game from the running back position, Taylor's small size and inclination to turning the ball over has made him a projected 4th round prospect. With the 3rd pick in the draft, the New Orleans Saints take Colin, and they end up keeping the brothers together by scooping up Taylor in the 3rd round. The brothers will be playing alongside weapons like the veteran Avon Barksdale, and we'll see if they can continue their success and bring the Saints to a Super Bowl. Alright y'all, so here we go. Taylor and Colin's first NFL game, as Taylor's just gonna take the dump off on the first play to Avon Barksdale, who picks up an easy first down. This is going to be an absolutely fascinating offense, as Colin's getting his first handoff here, trying to get to the edge, and we see that speed as he picks up 5 yards on his first one. Not a bad start from this offense, as Colin gets the ball again here, but this time gets nothing. So Taylor's gonna be tasked with picking up his first 3rd down here, and with great anticipation, we'll find Avon Barksdale on the dig route. A big time play early in this game. Alright man, great to see Taylor making some confident reads, as Avon Barksdale is quickly becoming his favorite target in this game. I'm glad we're getting Avon some spotlight on this channel. He really fell into the shadows later in Stringer Bell's career, so maybe this can help spark a comeback for him. And this time Colin's going to be tasked with picking up the 3rd down. He has a great hold though, and this will be easy work. Maybe should have kept it to the outside there, but he's just so used to juking around. It'll definitely be a situation where Colin's going to have to adjust to the NFL, but it looks like his speed is no adjustment, and he's added the Jurtle to his game, picking up an easy first. I was expecting a little bit more of a slow adjustment from the brothers, as Taylor's trying to find Avon again there, but sadly takes a sack. Taylor got real comfortable under center later on in college, but it's not going to get close to the first down. So 3 points on the first drive for the brothers, not too shabby, and Taylor's going to have access to the RPO this year, which should be an interesting adjustment for him. Unfortunately, the Saints have an illegal man downfield on the play. Well, so we'll see if the offense can overcome that on this drive, and Taylor is going to make a risky throw here to the sideline. Probably a good thing that went out of bounds. I'm noticing Taylor locking onto targets a little bit more than he did in college, as he has decided that Avon Barksdale is his new best friend, and a great job from Avon to come down with that. So it's been an adventurous day so far for Taylor. Colin's gotten less attention, but is able to turn a nothing gain there into 5. We are already seeing that Colin was probably worth his draft pick. Taylor's gonna have to pick up a 3rd down here, and finds Colin out of the backfield this time. A nice catch from Colin, but he'll be short. And the Saints offense is staying on the field on 4th and 2. Taylor's gonna run a play action pass and find Taysom Hill, who makes a great catch holding onto the ball through contact. Taylor showing some balls early on in this game. We love to see it. Maybe a little bit too ballsy with that RPO throw. RPO is definitely something that's going to be a little bit new for Taylor, as he finds Thomas on the drag route here. Taylor only has 1 incompletion on the day right now. He is picking up from where he left off in the playoffs. And Colin getting the ball on the stretch play here. We'll see if he can get to the edge, but these NFL dudes are just a little bit more athletic than what he's used to. And I'd expect to see a lot of that RPO game on the goal line. Colin's going to get the handoff on this one and has a nice juke to pick up positive yards. That'll get it down to the 3. Alright, the Saints have got to punch it in here. And Taylor sees nothing open. He is going to try to scramble and just have to throw it away. And now we've got decision time from New Orleans. They are once again going to go for it on 4th and goal. And Taylor has Colin out of the backfield. The brother-on-brother connection will get them both their first touchdowns of their NFL career. A big moment for these two. Alright, so Tennessee's able to clap back with a touchdown. We'll see how the bros answer here. And Colin just has tons of space on this play, able to pick up an easy first. Colin is used to teams dedicating a ton of resources to stop him, so it's got to be a little confusing for him when the middle is wide open, and it's wide open again here for Olave. Taylor hits him in stride, and Olave will take this to the house for a big time touchdown, and the Saints offense is rolling in the second half. To be fair, this Titans defense is not necessarily all of that. This has still been a very encouraging start for Taylor especially, who I wasn't so sure would translate to the NFL. Unfortunately, this is still very much a game. Colin able to pick up a big first down on that one. The Saints are going to have to try to run some clock, as the Titans were all over that stretch play. Colin's at least able to pick up a yard by cutting it back. We'll see if working in the RPO can help out, and Taylor's able to get it to Olave for a solid gain. This will be a gigantic 3rd down, as Taylor's going to make a deep throw. Looks like he has Taysom Hill open, but that's going to go out of bounds, and the Titans go down to get a touchdown. This opening week win is definitely in jeopardy, and Taylor's going to have to go crazy here. It'll be one of the highest pressure drives of his life, but he's going to have Hill open on the corner route, and this time he hits him. Hill has been a solid connection as well, but he's going to have to start taking these shots to the sideline. Only 1 timeout left for the Saints, and he's going to find Colin. Colin will be able to get out of bounds just barely. I've honestly been really impressed with Taylor's composure here as he sits in the pocket and finds Avon. This will be in bounds, but a big gain will get the Saints down to the 20 and give them a chance to win this game. All right, so here we go. We are in shot to end zone territory, and Taylor might have a deep shot. He is going to throw it up, but it gets swatted away. Dang, man, probably should have highballed that. All right, we'll see what Taylor's got left in the tank. Looks like he's gonna have Hill up the seam, but overshoots him, bro. That was the one. All right, well, that's gonna make things pretty tough. Taylor's gonna have to take another shot here, and he's throwing it deep to Olave. Just gets swatted away, and it'll be fourth. All right, so here we go. This might be the last play of the game, and Taylor might have a man up the seam. Thomas is gonna go up for it and come down with it. An absolutely amazing catch, and Taylor might have a game-winning touchdown in his opening game. Bang, the Saints get out of there with a win, and with his brother spending most of his time in the spotlight, Taylor was the hero today, balling out with 3 touchdowns, as Colin had a solid game as well. Did have the big touchdown catch on 4th down. So after the crazy game in week 1, the Fitzpatrick bros are taking on the Panthers, and Colin hits a dirty juke move on the first play. He will pick up the first down on the stretch. Colin had a not so amazing first game by his standards, so I'm hoping he can get cooking a little bit more today. He'll get the ball in the flat here, picking up the first down and more. A good start for him. Taylor was definitely the star of the first game, so we'll see if that continues today, and he has a receiver wide open on the crosser. Olave is going to get into the end zone easily, and this game is off to an excellent start for the brothers. Carolina is able to get 3, but I am feeling real good about this offense today. We'll have to pick up a 3rd down here though. We'll see what Taylor's got here, and he had A coming wide open, but doesn't quite pull the trigger in time as Carolina marches steady down the field for a touchdown. Got to get it back here, and Colin showing a little bit of power on the RPO, able to get 7 when it didn't look so good. I would expect to see more and more RPOs this season goes on, and Taylor's trying it again here. Olave able to come down with the catch. I like how we're looking going into the 2-minute warning, as Taylor going from under center is going to have the corner route wide open and hits Michael Thomas in stride. That'll be a huge gain and should be enough to get the Saints in field goal range. Notably, Avon Barksdale has not been present in this game. I believe he's injured or something, but this offense is not missing a beat as Colin is hitting some crazy juke moves and picking up the first. Clock is ticking down under a minute here, and Taylor is going to take the sack. Did not feel the pressure coming as he was trying to get it to the corner again. He's got to make sure he doesn't take a sack to get out of field goal range here on 3rd down, but he might be able to do one better than that. Olave is open again on the crosser, and once again it is going to be a touchdown. Taylor making big time throws in this game. So Taylor shines in the first half. Colin has also been playing well, and will get the ball in the flats here for an easy 6-yard gain. I would expect the Saints to try to establish the run game a little bit more in the second half. Colin not quite able to pick up the first there. We're going to go back to the trusty RPO, and Taylor will just hand this off. Colin has great blocking on the edge and will easily pick up the first down. His yards per carry is looking much better today. I really was not expecting offense to find a rhythm this early, as Taylor just looks dialed in, man, spreading the ball around to all his receivers and getting Hill a touch here. Really interested to see how this offense does against more talented defenses, as dude jumped the snap perfectly on that one. Carolina's really been dedicating a lot to stopping the run, and they're starting to do a pretty good job of it. We'll have a 3rd and long coming up, so we'll see if Taylor can get the job done here. It looks like he's gonna have that crosser again. Man, that route has just been so good today. This time it's Thomas getting it, and that'll make it 1st and goal. Gotta punch this thing into the end zone here, as Colin has the outside wide open and will strut into the end zone and fumble. Colin gets caught taking his foot off the gas early, and it will cost this team 7 points. An absolute sell from Colin. Now this Saints team is trailing, as Taylor was about to have Colin wide open out of the backfield but got hit first. This is suddenly an absolutely critical 3rd and 5, and Colin's wide open on the flat route. Thankfully he'll be able to pick this up and more, juking his way to midfield and making up just a little bit for that last play, but not quite. We head into the 4th quarter looking a little bit rough, as Colin has it on the RPO here and a great amount of space. His juke move has looked really solid. Gotta keep it pushing here. Taylor's just gonna find Taysom Hill easy up the seam. Dude was supposed to run a corner route, but he was just wide open coming off the line. All right, this time we absolutely have to punch it in. Taylor's gonna get it out to Colin on the screen pass and just needs some blockers, but was not patient enough and ran into the back of number 78. Should have just slowed down there. Colin's a little bit too used to getting everything done through speed, but he's gonna get the ball on the flat, and this will work just fine. Once again, he's gonna celebrate, but this time it won't result in a fumble. But the Panthers answer right back, and Taylor's gonna have to lead another high pressure drive here. The RPO is just wide open though, and Shaheed is gonna pick up a massive gain. Sadly, looks like Taysom Hill's hurt on the play. That stinks because he's been really good so far this season. Taylor just gonna hit Thomas on the underneath, and that should take us to the 2-minute drill. Taylor has had an incredibly efficient game today, and this time he's hitting Colin out of the backfield on the wheel. Colin able to make some moves and fights for the first down. A big time gain for him. All right, we gotta make sure we at least get in field goal range here. Gonna get the ball to Thomas on the corner route, and man, that was just put on the money by Taylor, where only his guy could catch it. I love the confidence that I'm seeing here from Taylor on this drive, but he's on trouble on this play, throws it away, and that might just be intentional grounding. Not ideal, as that'll get this team potentially out of field goal range. And Taylor's trying to get it all back on this play, taking a route up the seam, and that was very, very risky. Not sure why Taylor was trying to get it all back in one play. Now he's just got to make sure he gets his team in field goal range, and he'll find Colin again on this route. Colin will power to the 30, and this kicker should be able to make this. The kick is up, and it will sneak through. We got a tie game on our hands, and Carolina ends up having to punt it. So this game should be headed into overtime, unless Colin can do something crazy here, and he's actually got a lot of space. Going to be a nice little game to pad the stats, and we have another wild game on our hands. So we'll see if the boys can find a way to get a touchdown on this drive. Saints have the ball first, and Colin is able to find a hole. He's going to pick up the first down on this first play, and he's near 100 yards on the day. That's what we like to see, man. Nice and easy plays. And on the RPO, Colin's going to get the ball again, just picks up 4. That will put him up over 100 yards today, and Taylor's going to have Taysom Hill wide open on second down. This drive is getting off to an excellent start, and that puts Taylor over 300 yards passing. Really solid stat line from both of our dudes, as Taylor's going to try to set up a halfback screen here, and man, Colin had a lot of room to run. He can't get it out. All right, this will be an absolutely massive third down, and Taylor's going to throw it up to Taysom Hill here. Hill goes up and gets it. That is a big time play, and now this team is in field goal range. Taylor going to stick with the RPO, and Shahid's going to have an easy 7-yard gain here, getting a little stiff arm action going. Now we're going to go back to the run game. Colin getting it on the outside here, and we'll have just enough to pick up the first down. Got to make sure to keep the ball secure on this drive, as our boy is getting hit hard right now. All right, we got to find a way to finish off this drive, and this is kind of risky, but Taylor's going to try the corner route. Thomas able to hang on to it. That is big time from Thomas. All right, first and goal. Colin is going to get the ball here, and it looked like he had a hole, but didn't hit it quite quick enough. We'll go back to this little stretch play here on second and goal, and once again, Colin has a nice hole. He will be able to strut into the end zone, and the Saints have once again come up with a walk-off win. What a start to Colin and Taylor's career. Both of these boys balled out. Taylor had one of his best days ever, honestly, and Colin improved from his first game massively with 114 yards and a touchdown on the day. We really could not have started the season with 2 more exciting games. Next up, Taylor and Colin are taking on Houston. Starting this out with a nice throw to Thomas. Taylor's kind of been the star of these first couple of games. I'm hoping to see a little bit more Colin action today. He'll get an easy 9 with his first carry. We're going to run it again here on 2nd and 1. And once again, Colin is going to have a ton of space, but that space unfortunately closes up pretty quick. Got kind of greedy and hit the turbo just a little bit too early. And Taylor trying to get it out to Taysom Hill is going to get his pass broken up. That'll bring up a big 3rd and 10. We'll see what Taylor's got here. He should have the slant wide open, but saw it just a little bit too late. So no points for the Saints on the first drive. Thankfully, they're able to get the ball right back, and this time Hill is going to come down with the catch. Taylor has made a lot of throws to Hill so far this season, and he's going to make another one here on 2nd down. This is one of the best of his season, as he put that ball right where it needed to be to pick up the first. All right, liking what I've seen from this drive so far. Colin has a nice hole here. If he was able to get around that tackle, he might have been gone. He's going to get the rock here again on 2nd down. He'll pick his way forward for an easy first. Colin getting off to a good start today. We still haven't quite gotten those breakaway plays that we got from him in college. This might be one here. He's got it on the stretch. Hits a juke move to get 9. Probably should have just been patient and followed his blocker, though. Colin made a lot of his money running very impatiently in college. He's got to learn to adjust his game to the NFL, as Taylor finds Olave there for a solid chunk. I haven't heard Avon Barksdale's name called in a while, as Taylor will throw the RPO here. Taysom Hill has been the star receiver, and we're trying to get the ball to him here. He has got to come down with that catch, bro. F it. We're going for this 4th down. Let's get it. Taylor's going to get it out to Hill again, and this time he is able to catch it, but I don't know what the hell he just did. I did not mean to do that, and he's not able to get into the end zone. So we'll see if we can get the touchdown with Colin instead, and he is going to dolphin dive in. I absolutely love that move, and the Saints get things going with 6. Doesn't look like CJ Stroud and the boys have been doing too much so far, as Colin's got it on the inside run here. Looked like he had nothing, but some nifty running is going to get him the first down and more. He's having probably his best game so far, and Taylor has an easy throw on 1st down. Shahid. Not sure why the Texans left the seam so open, and the clock's setting up perfectly for the Texans to not get the ball back. As Colin is wide open out of the backfield here. Does get tracked down, but will pick up the first with ease. All right, clock ticking under 1 minute. Once again, Taylor's going to have a man off the line. This time it is Avon Barksdale, and he's going to get into the end zone easy for a touchdown. And the Saints actually get the ball back before halftime. We'll see if Taylor can make some magic here, as he loves finding Colin out of the backfield. Colin may be having a good game, but statistically, Taylor has still been the star today. Unfortunately, Thomas is going to drop that one. I'll forgive him after after all the big catches he's made. Gotta pick up this 3rd and 2 real quick. And Taylor's gonna get it to Colin out of the backfield. Not a ton of space, but Colin's able to come down with that. Love to see some trust between the brothers there. But Taylor takes a bad sack on 2nd down. That's gonna make this 3rd and super long. We're just gonna go ahead and run it with Colin to make the Texans burn a timeout. And he gets stood up before he can get to the hole. Texans are finally able to get a touchdown coming out of halftime. And my God, what are they doing on defense? Olave is literally wide open and there is nobody anywhere around him. A complete coverage bust will make for an easy touchdown. Texans get a field goal, but we're clinging to a 2-score lead. And on 3rd down, we're gonna run the RPO. Colin is in the open field and has a chance to make a man miss. Unfortunately, he is gonna get caught by the guys on the inside. Really wish our boy could have turned that into a touchdown. But this offense is gonna keep moving as Taysom Hill is wide open on the tight end whip route, and he'll get the 1st down and way more. This game is looking to be a little bit less stressful than the last couple, especially if Colin has holes like that. On 3rd down, we're gonna go back to the pass, and Taylor is gonna make an incredibly risky throw to Avon Barksdale, but Avon goes up and gets it. That's the dog that we saw in college. We absolutely love to see that. That should close this one out, but we gotta pad the boys' stats a little bit first, and Colin is getting loose here, hitting a dirty juke move to get out, almost taking this one to the crib. You better believe I am not taking a knee here. We gotta get that boy Colin to 100 yards on the day. I'm hoping this might be the play we do it on 3rd and 5, but unfortunately he gets stuffed in the backfield, not ideal. And on 4th and 9, we're gonna let Taylor huck it one more time. It looks like he might have the crosser open. Someone came down to get it though, and it does get knocked out. Almost a big catch for Thomas. But the Saints get out of there with a fairly easy dub, as Taylor once again balled out, 275 yards and 0 turnovers, and Colin had a solid day with 90 yards and a touchdown. So we got the Saints undefeated to start the season. We'll see if we can keep that going today, as Colin's gonna get it on the RPO and get whacked. An interesting start to the game there, but on 3rd down, Taylor's able to find Olave on the drag. The drive will keep on moving. We'll see if this is the game where Colin can finally do something like he was doing in college. I think he needs to just use his straight ahead speed more, because he is faster than almost everybody on the field. The way Taylor's playing right now, you would think that he was the early round draft pick, because Colin has definitely not made a 1st round contribution so far. He has been solid, but nowhere near his production level in college. We'll see if that keeps on improving. As all that aside, the Saints offense has been in a great rhythm. You can never leave the seams open against this team, because Taylor will find it 100% of the time getting it to Olave there. Just gotta punch it in here on the goal line. Taylor not seeing anything open there though, and is just gonna throw it out of bounds. So on a big time 3rd and goal, I'm going back to this RPO. It's gonna be Olave one-on-one, and he gets around the block, will make it work and get into the end zone. And the Saints started off hot again. Jags are able to get 3, but I don't know if that's gonna be enough against this team. And Colin's getting off to a solid start. He's got 7 rushes for 35 yards. I'm hoping he can get involved more in the passing game as the game goes on. So he's gonna run it here on 3rd down, and once again we see the dominant straight ahead speed he has. My guess is that teams will start dedicating a little bit more to stopping the pass, which should hopefully open some things up for Colin. As Thomas goes up and gets it there, he has been so good this season. We're gonna try to get Avon involved here on the bubble screen, and Avon has it in space. He'll get out of there easy and hit a little juke move for some extra yards as well. Now that Taylor is used to those RPOs, they've become potent for this offense. We'll have a big time 3rd and 9 here, as I think Taylor had a receiver early but doesn't see him, and is just gonna have to throw this one in the turf. The Saints are held to a field goal. Jags answer with 3 of their own, but Taylor's looking good. I feel like he can put a 2-minute drill together. He's gonna be trying to hit the seam all day on this drive, and with the stick and knot is gonna go to Olave, who's gonna go up for it but can't quite come down for it. I do like to see Taylor giving his guys the chance to go up and make plays. They've shown they can make that pay off, and he had Y coming across the middle, just didn't have enough time to get it out. All right, big 3rd and 10 here. We'll see what we got. We're gonna take Thomas on the corner route, and he is trying to get to it, but it skips off of his hand. And coming out of the half, I think Jacksonville must have fumbled the kickoff. The boys are getting it right on the goal line. Colin is gonna get tackled in the backfield there though. Colin is slowed down a bit after a solid start, and this offense has been kind of slow in general. Taylor trying to get it to his tight end, but a lot of drops today through contact. Thankfully, all Jacksonville's been able to do is kick field goals, but it feels like we need a touchdown on this drive. Gotta make sure we continue to avoid mistakes, of course. And that was a pretty tight throw for Taylor, but he really trusts his receivers at this point. I'm gonna continue to try to establish this run game, and on 2nd down, we have a huge hole. Colin's gonna have his biggest play of the day here, hits a turtle for some extra. Lucky he didn't fumble that. We'd like to see Colin adding some new moves to his game though, and Taylor should have the corner route here. He'll find Johnson, who makes a nice little toe tap and catch. We're gonna get the ball to Colin again here, and this time he has a giant amount of space. He will get the ball inside the 10, and this Saints offense is finally cooking. Gotta make sure we cap this off with a tutty here, and Taylor's gonna have Michael Thomas over the middle, and hopefully that quiets this game down a little bit. Okay, Jacksonville once again able to just get 3, so we're still looking pretty good, and Colin's just been having bigger and bigger holes. Gets to the outside and picks up another 10 here. We love to see the run game cooking, as it looked like the Jags saw it coming here, but they are still not able to protect against against it. Colin is too fast as he gets to the outside, and that'll put him over 100 yards on the day. Saints aren't done throwing it yet, though. They're gonna let Taylor loose here, and he should have Olave up the seam. A great job of holding on to it by Chris Olave. And now there's no reason to do anything but run the ball, as Colin picks ahead for a small gain, and this will make it 3rd down. Just gonna run it again here, no reason to switch it up. But I got a little bit greedy trying to get to the outside, and it didn't work out at all. And our kicker misses the 35-yarder. Are you kidding me? Thankfully, defense is able to stand up tall. So we should be getting out of here with a dub, and Colin trying to get one more big play. That'll put him over 130 on the day. This is exactly what we are looking for from him. With a lot of carries today, he is really fatigued, but he'll get the ball again here and showing the juke move, getting to the outside will add to this statistically dominant day. So Colin finally does what he knows he can do in the league, as Taylor didn't go quite as crazy today, but played turnover-free football, and Colin with almost 30 carries for 140 plus yards. So now we'll be taking on the Colts, and we're going to try to get the run game cooking again today. Colin getting off to a good start with a 1st down carry. This New Orleans team is looking like a legitimate contender at this point in the season, and Colin once again has a huge hole. He's been doing a good job of reading his blocks. And on 3rd and inches, Colin's going to get it again. I don't know what the Colts are doing, but they are just letting us gash him up the middle of the field. Now Taylor's going to try to punch this in on the goal line, and he'll just take Olave off the line. Kind of a risky throw, but that boy Olave always coming down with it will get the touchdown. And defense has been doing a good job of holding our opponents to field goals. Taylor trying to make a throw here, and this one was also pretty risky, but it's going to work out. A nice diving catch on the corner route. I like what we are doing on offense today, as Colin looks to have his swagger back. He has been running very confidently so far. We'll go back to the RPO on 2nd and 1, and this time Colin will just put his head down to pick up the first. Some good looking football from the Saints there in the 1st quarter, and Taylor's going to find Avon on the comeback route. An excellent route from Mr. Barksdale. And after the way things went last game, we are really flipping the script. This has been a run first approach all day, and Colin has made it work to perfection. This should continue to allow Taylor to hit for big plays, and he has a man wide open. Juwan Johnson having a nice game so far and will get into the end zone. So the Colts defense not providing much of a challenge here in the 1st half. We'll see if that continues, as Colin is going to get the ball on the wheel route here. Taylor continues to keep making these risky throws, and they continue to keep paying off, as Colin is having his best day in the NFL by far in this one. And this offense looks damn near unstoppable today. Juwan Johnson is having his best game of the season with a few big catches already, and I'm trying to get a 3rd touchdown in this 1st half. We'll go back to the RPO game, as Johnson gets a big block. Olave is able to get 5. I feel like Colin deserves a touchdown here, but I think I'm going to throw this instead, and oh boy, I got baited up. That was a terrible pick for Taylor, and that turns out to be a 14-point swing. Not super happy with myself after that one, but hopefully this offense can get right back on track with a successful 2-minute drill. We did make risky throws all day. It was bound to bite us in the butt eventually, and unfortunately Taylor is not going to be able to make it happen on 3rd down. Alright, so a couple of rough moments to end the half. I would expect the Saints to go right back to the ground game here to start the 2nd. The Colts pretty much could not stop Colin on those first couple of drives, and even when he's swamped, he's going to get 5. We'll see if we can find a good mix here in the 2nd half, as Taylor's going to get out of the pocket. Haven't seen a whole lot of this from him, and trying to playmaker Colin upfield, he's just going to chuck it up to him and throw another terrible pick. What is dude doing? I thought Taylor had left his tendency of trying to do too much at Kent State, but we're seeing it re-emerge here against the Colts. But he's able to make a big time 3rd down throw here. That should build his confidence back up, but it's almost like he had too much confidence in that 1st half, and on 1st down he takes a terrible sack. Gotta step up in the pocket there. Not sure why the Saints have decided to go away from the run game, and on 3rd down Taylor's gonna have to try to make a play. Throws it up to Olave, but it's gonna get knocked out. I thought he was 1000% open, and the Colts go down and get a touchdown. This is not ideal, and Taylor, unsatisfied with that last drive, is gonna give Olave another try here. This time Olave is gonna go up and get it. Alright, that's a big time play. Taylor's just gonna throw it to Colin here, who's able to get 4. We'll see if the Saints can finally finish off this drive, and they're gonna have a man wide open. Juwan Johnson is having a career day, and he will strut into the end zone. That should tie this thing back up. Alright, the Colts go down and get 3. Taylor's gonna have to try to lead a touchdown drive here, and finds Juwan Johnson again, but I don't know if that's a good idea, because he's gonna have to take a timeout. Taylor has delivered a couple of big game-winning drives this video. We'll see if he can do it again here, but he's gotta stop throwing the ball in bounds. 48 seconds left, no timeouts. Taylor's just gonna get it out to Colin, and that's a good route because Colin can easily get out of bounds. I think that's a route I'm gonna keep on going back to. As long as it's there, I will take it, because Colin is quick enough to get out of bounds. Starting to near field goal range here, and Taylor is gonna throw the seam route to Avon. That was a risky throw, and Avon drops it. So a big time 3rd and 3. This time we're gonna get it to Juwan Johnson right off the line, and Johnson continues to ball out, but a lot of time's gonna come off the clock here. Taylor's gotta make sure this throw is not in bounds with time ticking down, and he is just gonna throw it out with 8 seconds left. So the Saints are going to kick the field goal to try to send this to overtime, and our boy Blake does make it. So the Fitzpatrick boys are headed to overtime. After a gutsy drive from Taylor, we got to slow down the tempo here, and Colin makes some nifty moves. We'll only pick up 9 on the play though. After starting out great, Colin barely touched the ball in the second half. We're going to try to get him reignited in overtime, and he has some blocks. If he got out of there a little bit quicker, it might have been a touchdown. I'm going to make the Colts stop the run here. It's not something they've really done all day, but Colin is looking more tired than I would expect after sitting out a lot of the second half. I'm going to try to RPO my way down the field as much as possible because that boy Olave is just so good, and we give him some space to work. He will get the Saints down into field goal range as Taylor is over 300 yards passing on the day, and he'll get it right back to Colin here. Colts are going after it, but Colin powering forward, fighting for 6 yards. That was impressive, man. You got to remember, our boy Colin, 5'7", still able to go toe-to-toe with these NFL guys, and we go to the pass here. Taylor finds that boy Juwan Johnson again, who is just having a crazy day. All right, gotta punch it in here to cap this off. We go back to the RPO again, and some good blocking will get Chris Olave into the end zone. Let's go. That'll do it. The Saints get out of here with a dub as Taylor clutched up again with 358 yards and 4 touchdowns on the day, and Colin did his thing.